iHeartRadio app completes your entertainment lineup. Download the #1 radio app,
the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
We'll all be flying higher than a jetliner. And if you want a little bang in your yin yang, come along.
If women, Democratic women, just show up and vote, we're good. We don't need any of the men.
I want him to know how much the American people hate his guts.
As I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke. And it scared me to death.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Freedom is back in style. Welcome to the revolution.
Yeah, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song.
Sean Hannity. The new Sean Hannity Show. More behind-the-scenes information on breaking news and more bold, inspired solutions for America.
Thanks, Scott Shannon. Hour 2, Sean Hannity Show. Happy Friday, all. 800-941-SEAN, our number if you want to be a part of the program. A lot of fallout as it relates to, Jill Biden saying, well, I was watching my husband debate Donald Trump, who's destroying him in this debate, and it looks like he's having a stroke. Well, if you thought that your husband, your spouse, or your wife was having a stroke in public, why wouldn't you race to their assistance, regardless of what the outcome would be? Now, this is getting fast. I never once saw him like that before or after. We'll get to those cuts here in a second, but there's other fallout as well. Most polls show now that Kamala Harris is leading the pack to win the Democratic presidential nomination. Sorry, Gavin. But that's not going to last if Jill Biden has her way. In part, in this book, she's accusing Harris of trying to push the obviously cognitively impaired and dementia-addled Joe out the door. And anyway, Vice President Harris acted like a courtroom prosecutor in her insistence that Joe immediately endorse her for the 2024 nomination. In this new book of hers, she recounts the conversation when the 46th president told the second in charge, the vice president, he would be the first commander-in-chief not to seek re-election since Lyndon Johnson. Oh, my God, Joe, are you sure? Jill Biden recalls Harris saying, to this excerpt she gave USA Today, when Joe Biden suggested waiting until the next morning to make an endorsement statement, Harris said, I want it sooner. After the president said he would call her back, when I figured this out, the VP pressed, could you do it soon, say in 20 minutes? Ooh, she was ambitious. She was afraid of any opposition. She wanted the appointment. One former Biden aide is livid and apoplectic. You can't really blame them because they went out there and they fed the country the big lie that he's cognitively strong. Alex Thompson, who co-wrote the book released last year about Biden's cognitive decline scandal. And by the way, this is one of the biggest scandals in American history, that he's been flooded with reactions from members of Biden's orbit. A lot of Democrats, including several Biden aides that I have talked to since yesterday when this interview came out, they don't believe her. How could you believe her? And I have to say, there is significant skepticism that she is trying to rewrite this narrative right now, and I've been surprised at the level of anger and frustration. They were all told to go out and tell the big lie. The other big lie is the border's closed, the border's secure. President Trump weighing in. Jill Biden is now out there finally admitting she did not know what went wrong with Sleepy Joe during our spectacular, highly rated 2024 presidential debate, where Joe was not exactly performing to the highest level of debate standards. She said she thought he was having a stroke and various other really bad things, and yet never rushed onto the stage to help her troubled husband, as any good wife would do. The only thing she failed to mention was how well I was doing prior to his near total collapse. In other words, as many have asked, did my strong performance in that debate cause him to plain and simple choke, leading to his defeat, or were other reasons the cause? Nobody else knows the answer, but I do. Other Democrats enraged by Biden's debate disaster revelations, and Democrats are starting to turn on Jill Biden This book is destined to failure. She's probably going to have to pull a Gavin Newsom and buy all the copies herself. Charlemagne the God ripping Joe Biden's confession, gave the Donkey of the Day award to the former First Lady. I don't know what the Donkey of the Day is. You're friends with Charlemagne. What is that?
I have no idea.
Okay. But they're rightly enraged. And then you think about, fake Jake Tapper, never noticed what we've been playing for years. And this, I'm going to take a little time, then we're going to get reaction from our friend Greg Jarrett. Because we have the Robert Hur tapes. We have them. Now Joe Biden's suing the DOJ to prevent these tapes where Robert Hur said that no jury would likely convict him because he would seem like a nice old forgetful man. And then we got some of the details of it. Anyway, Joe Biden telling this nonsensical story about Mongolia. Listen.
I went to Mongolia and great pictures. I unfortunately embarrassed the hell out of the leader of Mongolia there. They were doing what they would do at the time of the invasion of the Mongols into Europe in the 800s. And so we're out in the middle of nowhere, and you're looking up in the hill, and you see this tiny line. It was a 20-mile horse race with all these kids under the age of 16 on bareback racing to come down. And, they're sumo wrestlers and doing everything they do. And so they walked over and they had a... target big bales of hay 100 yards away, and these guerrillas were, taking shots. And I don't know if it's embarrassed me or to make a point, but they handed the bow and arrow. I'm not a bad archer, but the only problem they were if I could pull it back, so and pure luck, I hit the target. Oh, I really did.
And then Hur asked Biden, if you remember this, when this all came out, where he kept documents and he can't answer. It says it's around 2017, 2018, when Bo was deployed or is dying. The only problem is it didn't meet the date of all of this. Here's what he said there.
So during this time, we were living in Chambers Road, and there were documents related to the Penn Biden Center or the Biden cancer shot or your book. Where did you keep papers that related to those things that you were actively working?
Well, I don't know. This is what, 2017, 18, that area?
Yes, sir.
Remember, in this time frame, my son is either been deployed or is dying.
And then he forgets when his son Bo died and the year he left office. Didn't remember either of those. When did I leave office? Remember that all came out?
What was happening, though, when Bo died, May 30th, 2015. 2015 he died. 2015. I think it's 2015.
I'm not sure the months are, but I think it was.
Yeah.
That's right, Mr. President.
And what's happened in the meantime is that Trump gets elected in November of 2017, 2016. All right. So 2017 here.
That's when you left office, January of 2017.
Okay. But that's when Trump gets sworn in.
Right.
January.
Okay.
Yeah. And in 2017, Bo had passed, and this is personal.
And then the ironic thing is, while Jill Biden publicly is privately now admitting the truth, she thought he was having a stroke. Well, here's her praising his debate performance after.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do?
I mean, you just can't make it up. Anyway, here now is Fox News legal analyst, best-selling author, #1 New York Times best-selling author, friend of the program. Our friend Greg Jarrett is with us. He has a new piece out on Joe Biden and the release of the tapes and the questioning with Robert Hur. Look, Americans have a right to know the truth, you write in your piece, and to conclude for themselves whether their president and everybody around him was lying. You are 100% right.
Yeah, I mean, for years, Joe Biden insisted to reporters over and over again that he never shared any top secret classified information with anybody who wasn't authorized. Well, on the tapes, you hear Joe Biden say, I've squirreled away all this classified. Let me go get it. And he does, and he brings it back. And he starts reading verbatim to, the ghostwriter for his 2 books, top secret classified information to a guy who has no security clearance. Now, first of all, it's a crime under the Espionage Act for Joe Biden to have stolen and kept classified documents dating all the way back decades to his time as a U.S. Senator. And then as vice president, did the same thing. He would take these classified notebooks home, never return them. The government knew for years that Biden had purloined these classified documents, and they turned a blind eye to it. They did nothing about it. They buried it in a shameful case of preferential treatment. So, now Joe Biden is going to court and has through his lawyers to try to cover up the cover-up, to try to keep secret from the American people these self-incriminating tapes. And I don't think, in the end, the federal judge in the case is going to allow it. He is arguing a privacy right, and he has no privacy right. As you and I were talking on the air the other night, these tapes were obtained lawfully by the special counsel by consent in a criminal investigation. So under the Fourth Amendment, Biden has no privacy right. They're in the public and prosecutorial domain. But more than that, Biden was sharing government documents. He doesn't own those. The government owns those. And in fact, they took them back from him after he stole them. So, Sean, you don't get to hide behind imagined privacy rights when you steal government documents. So as I say, I think the court is going to say, sorry, Mr. Biden, the public has a right to know, to hear the tapes. I'm going to release them.
I think we do have a right to hear it all. All right, quick break. Right back more with Fox News legal analyst, best-selling author Greg Jarrett on the other side. Do you know that, we've been watching the price of gold skyrocket. You ever watch the show, Linda, Gold Rush? I'm obsessed with that show. I just watched season 16. I know you are. I'm obsessed with it. And I honestly, I feel for these guys when they score the big touchdown and they get, all these millions of dollars in little gold dust that they're mining out of, these obscure areas in the Yukon. I'm happy for them. Anyway, now the price of gold has gone through the roof. There's always fluctuations in the marketplace. You have to expect that. But JP Morgan, they're claiming $6,300 an ounce. Banks usually don't make predictions like that. I don't make any predictions. I just know that for my personal peace of mind, ever since I started saving money in my late 20s, somebody got a hold of me, said, put a small portion of your portfolio in gold and silver. I still do to this day. The company that I use is Goldco. Now, they want informed investors. They want you, to know what you're doing. They will give you a gold and silver guide. You can do your own due diligence as well. And I can tell you as a customer, they're great to deal with. And then you'll see if you can qualify for an extra 10% in bonus gold and silver when you get started, which is a great deal. They're great to do business with. They've been a great partner to the show. Give them a call, 855-815-GOLD, 855-815-GOLDS today.
America listens to Sean Hannity. And he's on right now.
Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130.
And 103.5 FM. 103.5.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, investing in real estate has been an absolute passion of mine for many, many years. Now, I study trends pretty much daily. You know, I can tell you one of the best markets for investing in homes right now is Phoenix. Now, Tyler Blair with EXP, he covers Phoenix. Now, Tyler, recently your team sold over 100 homes in a month in Phoenix. Wow. Why are properties in the valley so attractive?
People are actually realizing that Phoenix isn't just a place to visit anymore. It's a place to actually move to and build a life. And in Phoenix, rental prices are actually one of the cheapest and most affordable in the country. So a lot of people end up moving here full time and buying a home.
All right. Thanks, Tyler. If you want to find out what your home is worth in a matter of minutes and work with the best agents who can sell your home on time for the most amount of money, well, I found you the best agents in this great country. Go to realestateoptionsnow.com. That's one word, realestateoptionsnow.com. Get the best options for you that are available. Hey, here's a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? Now, if you're like most business owners, the answer is way too many. Now, SuperSure changes all of that. Now, one broker for all of your business insurance backed by a team that works with you year round, not just when they want your renewal. Here's the best part. SuperSure has a fine print back tool that will translate all that legal jargon into plain English. So you're going to know ahead of time what's covered, what's not covered. Right now, you can go to supersure.com/Hannity. Get a full report on your current policies. No obligation. It's simple, fast, easy. Find out if you're overinsured, underinsured, or somewhere in between. Supersure.com/Hannity. One super agency, one powerful platform. I've been on it. And all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com/Hannity. That's supersure.com/Hannity. Go there now.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. A licensed insurance agency.
From the Choice Bank Traffic Center.
Crash on West 94 at Mounds Boulevard now blocks 2 left lanes, and things are looking real heavy back from Highway 61. You're also going to see some heavy traffic on West 94 between Hiawatha and the...
What if you could get more from what you already do? As a Shell Fuel Rewards member, that's just a regular Friday afternoon. You get more rewards, more savings, and more special offers. Earn rewards when shopping, dining out, and fueling up. And all of that becomes fuel savings when you're at the pump. Use the Shell app and enjoy life with more. Your nearest Shell station is closer than you think.
A new start looks different for everyone. For some, it's starting a trip they've been dreaming about. For others, it's starting fresh by paying down debt. And sometimes it's starting the search for a new car. At Genesis Credit Union, when you're ready to start, so are we. Our loans are built to support you with flexible terms and an application process that doesn't slow you down. Go to genesiscu.org or stop by Eagan, Roseville, or Lakeville. Genesis Credit Union. Let's get started. Federally insured by the NCUA. Contact us for details.
I don't trust things that sound that easy.
All I said was that T-Mobile lets you keep your phone and they'll pay it off up to $800 when you switch.
But the switch is where they get you. Takes forever.
Oh, well, with T-Mobile, it only takes 15 minutes.
All of this is suspiciously convenient.
Or just conveniently convenient.
Visit T-Mobile.com to learn how you can switch in just 15 minutes. Plus, keep your phone and T-Mobile will pay it off up to $800 via virtual prepaid card.
Summer at Cracker Barrel means campfires back. Wake up to our new Campfire breakfast skillet. So good we serve it all day long. Or try our Campfire chicken or Campfire beef. These seasonal favorites feature corn on the cob, red skin potatoes, carrots, grape tomatoes, and onions, all slow cooked in foil to lock in those campfire flavors. Finish with one of our new sweet treats, a cherry Coke float or the all-American double chocolate fudge Coca-Cola cake. You can try them all, but only this summer at Cracker Barrel.
can I take your coat?
Oh, you noticed. Yeah, I found it on eBay from a seller in Vegas. Pre-loved and perfect. She listed it and jackpot. Italian leather, classic trench silhouette. And did you see the braided buckle?
Hang on to your claim ticket.
Oh, I'll hang on to this forever. Have you been on eBay? There's so many finds. And I bet that diving watch would sell fast. Just saying.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
On Plus Nicotine Pouches present Comfort Chronicles. A 10 o'clock tea time. How comfortable. You show up in stretchy shorts, a breathable tee, and maybe no socks. Let the dogs breathe. While others sweat in pleated khakis, you're in your comfort zone bombing drives. And in your pocket, On Plus Nicotine Pouches. The softest pouch on the planet. Buy a can at onnicotine.com. Products for tobacco consumers 21 years of age or older. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
In 1 second, you're enjoying your first day off in forever. Then, mid-lunch, your phone buzzes. A window's been broken at home, and you're miles away. In 1 second, everything can change. That's why ADT offers security systems with 24/7 monitoring with tech that helps first responders prioritize your emergency. And with the ADT Plus app, you can stay informed and in control of your home from virtually wherever you are. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com to learn more.
All right, we continue now with Greg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst, #1 New York Times bestselling author. You know, you rightly said out the courts eventually, meaning you might get one of these, judicial activists on the court that might side with Biden initially, but there's no way I think that he is going to win this case. It is obvious. Now, there's so many things that I'm hearing. I'm hearing, #1, that we either have or are about to have a copy of Hillary Clinton's server that she thinks or thought that she erased from Bleach Pit. Apparently, some outside entity country, I believe, this is, again, I'm using my sources here, have always had copies of the servers that she deleted with Bleach Pit. Now, that's going to be interesting. One other point. Joe Biden had top secret classified information in not 1, but 4 locations. And neither Hillary nor Joe were president. And then you think of the raid of Mar-a-Lago and the double standard and John Solomon's reporting that we all discussed this week. And how when people found out, they said, this is really problematic as a matter of law. But the Presidential Records Act applied to Trump, and he has the right to declassify just by saying it's declassified. Right. And so they had no right to, they didn't have such protection, and they never got raided, did they? Did they, Greg Jarrett?
No. Look, Joe Biden could not avail himself of the protection under the Presidential Records Act because many of the classified documents dated back to when he was a U.S. Senator. One can make an argument that the vice president is covered by the act, but certainly not a U.S. Senator. So he had no defense there. And as John Solomon has pointed out, now we discover in the DOJ records that a top prosecutor was deeply concerned, saying, wait a minute, well, you went and raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago when he had declassification authority, complete authority, and did you find out first before you did it whether these documents are even classified? And, of course, you and I have discussed ever since the raid that he had declassified these documents, which means there's no probable cause to go to Mar-a-Lago. But they snookered a magistrate into signing off without probable cause. This was the most crooked operation I think I have ever seen by the FBI under Chris Wray and Merrick Garland's Department of Justice. Reprehensible conduct.
Really appreciate your analysis. As always, spot on. Probably one of the smartest, brightest legal minds in the country. Greg Jarrett, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you being with us. 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program.
Twin Cities News Talk is KTLK AM 1130. Here's